Bachelor Nation's Brendon and Pieper spark romance rumors during their time together in New York City. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news from home. We have to talk about the latest Bachelor franchise romance rumor, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any Bachelor news. As always, I'm your host, Mariah Davis. Today, I am joined by the one and only Fiona Zaring. Okay, Fiona, so we're always very quick to cover any potential romance rumors when it comes to our Bachelor alums. And this time, I am absolutely living for these dating rumors and who they are about. Let me just ask you real quick, did you like Brendon and Pieper during their seasons?
Yes. So I was a huge fan of Brendon, thought he was amazing. My heart absolutely broke when he just was not ready at the end of Tayshia's season. I think he has a really good heart. He seemed very mature. I was impressed with him from day one. Piper, I always liked. She had a very interesting exit from Matt's season. Remember, she was like totally silent. She was done with that place. But for the most part, I really liked her. And honestly, in hindsight, I actually kind of like that exit. She was just over it and ready to get out of there. Nothing left to say. So I definitely felt like these were two fan faves that we would be seeing pop up somehow again in Bachelor Nation. Would have never thought it was this way, but I'm really here for it, I think. The most beautiful couple I've seen in a while, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh, yes, they are a very beautiful couple. It seems like the two have found their way together despite not finding love during their time on The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Rumors sparked on Reddit when a photo emerged of them hanging out alone together in New York City. The two seem to be standing together in what looks like a bar, and based off of the picture alone, it doesn't seem like anyone else is there with them. So it looks like they were getting some special one-on-one time together. Okay, so we talked about it. We loved Brendon and we loved Pieper. Not to mention, they seemed to be fan favorites at the time. I, for one, am obsessed with the idea of them together. What do you think about this pair up? And do you think that this means that we won't be seeing them in Bachelor in Paradise?
Yeah, so this is interesting. Obviously, listen, I think they would be a beautiful couple. It's too early to know, like, okay, are they dating? Was this a date? Were they just meeting up? We know that, like, people who go through the Bachelor process obviously continue tuning in, and the DMs going on must be crazy. People are constantly reaching out. We just talked about Bennett and Peter hanging out, right? So you'd think people are like not communicating. Obviously, people have a lot of interest in meeting up. It's like one big school reunion for classes you didn't really attend, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know. I definitely like the idea of them together. I could see them hitting it off. I think they're both beautiful people. I think they both, really knew what they were looking for when they went into the franchise. So I would love the idea of whoever sending whoever a DM and them deciding to meet up in New York City. Certainly looks like a date. Certainly looks like they're alone. I did hope to see them in Paradise. I was really rooting for Brendon in Paradise, but I would have loved to have seen Pieper there too. I'm I'm holding out some hope that maybe this was just like a casual, both in New York, like it's a one-time thing, they're meeting up, they make a connection, and then we see them on the beach and it's like, oh, we're not totally strangers. We met up in New York one night, had a good time. Like, I don't know, maybe we'll see where this goes. Like, I do think that it would be really fun, just as a selfish fan, to get to see this connection play out if it's going to. So I'm still hopeful. What about you?
Right. It seems like these days, or at least for past seasons, we haven't seen, like, when you go into Bachelor in Paradise, everybody already kind of knows each other. We saw in the last Bachelor in Paradise, everyone already knew each other from Stagecoach. And it's weird because you'd think that they wouldn't be allowed to at least highlight the fact that they've already spent time together. But I guess if you share this unique experience with a group of people, you're bound to kind of meet up with them and hang out. And it definitely seems like now, like, New York City is the new Stagecoach. Like, everyone is meeting up. The Bachelorette girls are meeting up with other Bachelorette girls. Bachelor guys are hanging out. And now we're seeing the women meeting up with the men. And of course, we're totally spinning a web of rumors with that. So it could also be interesting because maybe it means they are kind of sparking a romance and they want to take it to the next level in Bachelor Paradise and kind of explore that. Maybe it's a ploy to get the producers to kind of think, okay, well, now we have to have them both on Bachelor in Paradise because the world wants to see this relationship unfold. There's a lot of possibilities here. So I know that Bachelor fans are loving this pair up. And maybe you're right. Maybe they're just kind of hanging out as friends, but maybe it's more. Maybe they are starting a romance and we will see them in Bachelor in Paradise to kind of explore further into that relationship. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It feels like Bachelor in Paradise has certainly evolved, right? It used to be a bunch of strangers who, maybe they watched the other person, but you didn't know these people. With the way Bachelor Nation as a whole is just really connected now through social media, through the fact that they all kind of relocate, right? We see a lot of people move to New York, we see a lot of people move to LA. Like people kind of end up in the same place, end up at the same events. So it's definitely kind of a different dynamic now. And I do think we're going to be seeing more and more. People are so invested, right, in people they loved from different seasons that the media continues to follow them, fans continue to follow them. So if we see, like, for instance, we were just talking about Ivan and Heather, right? Now Piper and Brendon, like, if I was a producer trying to cast Paradise, I would say, well, hang on a second. People lost their minds from one Instagram story of Ivan and Heather, from one photo of these two in New York, right? Like, get them on the beach. Even if nothing happens on the beach, get those two on the beach. There's already an interest there. So it definitely seems like the strategy for putting people in Paradise might start to shift. And I certainly would be here for that because honestly, I'm looking at this one photo of Brendon and Pieper and I'm like, I want to know more. What were they talking about? How long did they hang out together? Where did they go from here? Like, right? We are so overly invested in the people we care about that if I had a guarantee that I could see whatever's going on here play out in Paradise, I'd be even more excited to tune in. So I hope the producers are taking it somewhere because it feels like it could be a really great way for this show to evolve. We love to see a crossover. The crossovers happen in Paradise. Like, why not tee it up a little more produced, a little more specific ahead of time? I'd be here for it. I don't know. Maybe that's controversial. You got to let us know in the comments. Maybe that's not what everyone wants to see, but it makes sense to me at least.
Well, regardless of what ends up happening, it definitely seems like Bachelor fans are loving the idea of these two together. A couple Reddit users have already voiced their opinions, one of them being, quote, "That's one beautiful couple, here for it." Another user agreeing with the pair's potential relationship, stating, "Okay, as much as I wanted to see Brendon and Bree together, I must admit I don't hate this. Let me just say, I completely agree with both statements, but being really, really honest here, I also had paired up Bree and Brendon and thought that they would for sure be a Bachelor in Paradise matchup. You know, I'm a big Bree fan, and obviously, I think Brendon is a beautiful, beautiful man. But again, I loved Piper as well on Matt's season, so I'm just as happy about this. Who else would you have paired up for the two? Did you already have some matches in your mind for either Brendon or Piper?
Okay, so here's the thing. I had not thought too much about Piper, not because she wasn't great, but I just like she wasn't my like diehard favorite. Definitely, I'm with you. Absolutely loved Brie. Brendan, I don't know. I also hadn't like match made him with anybody. I just hoped to see him in Paradise, but the minute I heard Brie, I see it. I am with you. I really do think that could totally work. I think they both have a lot of things in common. Their personalities align. So listen, we don't know if this was just like some people who met up. They could have been meeting up with a huge group, right? So maybe it's still possible. Maybe we toss Brendon on the beach, we toss Piper on the beach, we put Brie on the beach. I mean, if I'm thinking from the producer cap on, right? Drama could unfold. There's multiple matches we could see being made there. So who knows what will happen? But yeah, I don't know. Piper is a little bit I really liked her, but I don't feel like I have like the fullest grasp of who I would matchmake her with. Could see her with Brendon. I definitely could see that, but I'm not like coming up with a bunch of other potential matches in my head. Maybe Ivan. I did really like Ivan. I kind of could just put Ivan with anyone because I think he's such a great guy. Kind of the same with Brendon. Honestly, there were so many great men from Tasha's season. So I don't know. There's definitely a lot of Bachelor Nation singles right now that I hope we see on the beach because they were just great people and they deserve to find another, person who's just as great as them. If they can do it in paradise, why the heck not? We've got a lot riding on the season. I just keep getting more and more excited the more we talk about it.
Right. And we have to keep in mind the men from Katie season who are going to possibly make it to Bachelor in Paradise and Michelle's season. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities here, and we can't rule anything out just yet. Though I will say I will be bummed if I don't see the two in Bachelor in Paradise. But if they happen to, if there is any truth to these romance rumors, I'll say I am happy for anyone who missed their shot at love during their time on the show and found someone great and they matched up with. Still will be salty if I don't see them in Bachelor in Paradise because I think there's an endless amount of possibilities. That's everything that we have to share with you for now, but of course we want to know what you guys think of this pair. Do you think that there's a chance we'll see them both in Bachelor in Paradise? Who have you already made up your mind that they're going to be with? Let us know down in the comments. And before you go, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything Bachelor related. As always, I am your host, Mariah Davis, again, joined by the lovely, incredible Fiona Zaring. You can follow us on our social channels listed on the screen right now. We hope you guys have a phenomenal week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.